Let's start with our first chapter on Python important concepts. Programming. Programming means telling computers what to do. Just like we human beings talk to each other in various human languages like English, Hindi, French, Italian, Punjabi, Gujarati. In the same way, programming is the language of computer. It is through programming we can tell a computer what to do. There are different kinds of programming languages. For example, Python, R, SQL, JavaScript, Go, so many of them. There are differences and similarities between human languages and programming languages. For example, both of them have syntax and semantics. Syntax means rules on how sentence is constructed in a language. For example, in Hindi, which is a human language, subject, object, and verbs are the three elements that are used in this order: subject first, then object, and then verb. But in English, the same three elements are used in a different order: subject, then verb, and then object. But in every human language, the basics are the same. These three elements are used but in a different order. Similarly, in programming languages, the basics are the same. So if you learn Python in this course, it will become easier for you to learn another programming language. Now let's talk about semantics. Semantics means meaning of a sentence. Both in human languages and programming languages, for a statement to be correct, it should have both a correct syntax and a correct semantics. For example, if I say I'm learning Python, the syntax is correct and the semantics is also correct. But if I say I eat Python, the syntax is correct, but the semantics is wrong. I'm not eating Python. I'm learning Python. In human languages, even though sometimes if we use a wrong syntax or a wrong semantics, there are chances that the human being to whom we are addressing might understand the actual syntax or semantic. For example, if I say to someone, I am eating Python, they might think that, okay, I might be wrong in my words, but I might mean like I'm learning Python. However, if I say I'm eating Python to a computer, it will take it very literally. It will not add extra information like a human being will do. And here we can go wrong. Therefore, while learning a programming language, it's very important for us to learn correct syntax and correct semantics. Let's talk about Python scripts and Python program now. These two terms are often used interchangeably, but there is a subtle difference. Python scripts are short, simple, quick to write, easy to create and deploy, but Python programs are complicated. You can think of Python programs as group of Python scripts or modules which are first compiled and then executed. These two terms have different use cases. We use Python script for automating simpler tasks. For example, if there is a website from which you want to scrape data on weekly basis, you can use a Python script, which can essentially be a Jupyter file with some block of codes. You can also use Python script to pull the data from your database and then clean it or validate it. So simpler tasks. But Python programs are used to solve larger problems. For example, complicated web apps have Python programs running on their backend. Since in this course we are learning Python from basic, so we will use the term Python script throughout the course. Let's talk about automation and AI now. Python can be used to perform both automation and AI. Automation is replacing or minimizing manual tasks. Do you remember we used to have traffic police, but now those are replaced by traffic lights? That's a classic example of automation. In our career in data science, we take decisions regarding automations. There are things that you should automate and there are things you should not automate. For example, in one of my previous roles as a data scientist in a company, I used to report on various marketing campaigns using dashboards. And there were some campaigns which were recurring campaigns and there were some which were one-time reporting kind of campaigns. And I had to take a lot of decisions regarding dashboards on which I needed automation and dashboards that did not need automation. Since automation is a labor and time intensive task, so we need to be very careful about things that need to be automated and things that don't need to be automated. Now let's talk about AI. AI is training machines to do complicated tasks. So automation is one of the byproduct of AI, but AI is a broader term. We have more expectations from AI to do bigger tasks, to solve bigger problems. In this course, we will learn Python, which can be used to perform both automation and AI. And learning a programming language like Python is a great asset if you want to move to an automation and AI career. So there is another reason for you to learn Python.